We've all had that moment where we start moving toward a big goal, only to have the wind change and leave us swept away. Bella was a honeybee who knew exactly what she wanted. Even though she was smaller than the rest of the hive, she was determined to gather the nectar needed to make the season's sweetest honey. One afternoon, while she was focused on a distant field of flowers, a sudden storm broke. The wind was too strong for her wings, pushing her over the hills and dropping her into a part of the woods she had never seen before. Sudden disruptions have a way of making the world feel far too large. When we lose our landmarks, it's easy to feel like we've lost our agency too. We often tell ourselves that the only way to recover from a setback this big is to be a hero, to be completely fearless and twice as strong as we were before. But finding the way back is less about being a giant and more about following a specific set of quiet, repeatable actions. To bridge the gap between being lost and being home, we only need to look at how resolve and community work together. Bella sat on a strange leaf, surrounded by trees that looked like skyscrapers and flowers she didn't recognize. The sheer scale of the unknown made her want to stay perfectly still. We usually think of courage as a grand internal feeling, but in the middle of a crisis, it looks much more like a simple, physical choice to keep moving even while your wings are shaking. You don't have to solve the whole map at once. You just have to find the next inch of progress. When you focus on that one small movement, the gap starts to close. It's an action anyone can take, no matter how overwhelmed they feel. As Bella began to move, she realized the garden was full of obstacles she couldn't fly over or crawl under alone. A dragonfly saw her struggling and offered a ride across a stream. A ladybug shared a safe place to sleep. A butterfly pointed her toward the scent of her own hive. There is a common misconception that being brave means doing everything yourself, but the journey becomes possible only when we allow others to help us. Our own resolve provides the direction, but outside support provides the stability. These moments of connection create a structural support that keeps us moving forward when our own strength isn't quite enough to reach the other side. With the help of her new friends, Bella eventually found a valley thick with flowers she had never seen before, more nectar than she could ever have imagined. She spent the day working, unaware that as she moved from bloom to bloom, she was picking up an unseen cargo of golden dust. While she was busy trying to find her way home, she was actually moving life from one flower to another. Bella thought she was only gathering nectar for her hive. She didn't realize her very presence in the valley was ensuring that these flowers would create seeds and fruit for the next year. We do this too. When you're struggling through a hard project and you stop to ask a colleague for a new perspective, your conversation might give them the exact breakthrough they've been looking for in their own work. Our efforts to find our own way back often improve the environment for everyone else, even when we're too focused on the pack to notice. As the sun set, Bella saw the familiar gold and black of her sisters in the air and followed them back to the entrance of her hive. She arrived to find the hive buzzing with activity. They had spent the entire day searching for her, proving that the support she received in the woods was waiting for her at home too. The unique nectar she brought back allowed the hive to create honey with a depth of flavor they had never tasted before. Because Bella kept moving, the hive was fed, and the distant valley was prepared to bloom again. One small bee had changed 2 different worlds just by refusing to stay lost. Combining your own small steps with the help of those around you creates a result that far exceeds what you could have achieved if you had never been blown off course. The next time a storm pushes you into a place you don't recognize, think of Bella. Choose to take one single step. Then look for the person who can help you take the next one. When we rely on our own resolve and the kindness of our neighbors, we find that being lost is just the first step toward making a difference we never expected.